Everyone who uses a chainsaw has been there. You're at full throttle, the beautiful two-stroke symphony at max RPM, but you're only seeing fine dust exiting the log and you aren't getting anywhere. Your chain is about as sharp as a marble. Some people I know go out and put a brand new chain on, and eventually they end up with a dozen dull chains hanging around the garage. But there is a better and cheaper way. Use a chainsaw sharpener. There are many products available to choose. Best chainsaw sharpeners, each with different characteristics, benefits, and prices. After much research, I found these products much helpful for people like you. If you want to know about the price and other information, be sure to check my description. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Number 5. Dremel, a 679 2 sharpening attachment kit. I use my Dremel for all kinds of projects around the house, and with this kit, I can add chainsaw sharpening to the list. The supplied guides work well, and I was able to actually use 2 of them on the chainsaw, even though one was intended for lawnmower blades. Either way, I was able to get fast results with the stone bits. I kept the speed low, medium, and only needed about a second on each tooth. I spent more time making sure I was lined up before touching than I did removing material. However, the bits did show signs of wear after just one chain, which was a little concerning. Also, I noticed accelerated wear if the rotation of the tool was into the top of the tooth. Changing what side the tool was on corrected that, but the bits still looked used. If you already have a Dremel tool, then this kit is a great addition and will serve well for occasional sharpening. I would look elsewhere if you need to sharpen often or a high volume of chains. Number 4. Esdu, electric chainsaw sharpener. The Esdu is essentially a Dremel tool with a detachable guide and diamond bits specifically sized for chainsaws. It will accept Dremel tool attachments and other bits that use Dremel-sized shanks and collets. I left the speed at the lowest setting because I didn't want to mess things up too bad if I slipped. That being said, it still made quick work of each tooth. With 2 steady hands, you can get pretty consistent angles if you follow the guide closely. The cord was quite short, and even though I was only 3 feet from an outlet, I needed to use an extension cord to get the proper position. If you don't have a Dremel tool already and want a complete package, it's hard to beat this price and performance. The guide will help you find the correct angle, but won't really help hold the tool in position. So if you don't have a steady hand, this may take some practice to get solid results. You will need to have a flat file to set the depth, which is not included here. I could have used the bit and free-handed it, but it wouldn't be consistent, which would affect performance. Number 3. Husqvarna X-Cut SP33G File Kit. Best under $20. This Husqvarna kit takes the basic file kit up a notch with the roller guides, but it doesn't cost any more than the old school kits do. The guide snugly fits over the tooth being sharpened, and the slots set the rollers at the perfect height for the file. From there, lay the file on the rollers, parallel with the guide, and file away. A few strokes was all it took for me to bring each tooth back to life. The guide has 2 sets of slots cut in it for left and right teeth, and it's as simple as turning the guide and sliding it down as before. While this is technically freehand, the rollers take much guesswork and error out of the equation. The comfortable handle will accept both round and flat files and holds them very securely. There are other sizes available for different chains, and the only downside is that this will only work for one chain size. If you are a one-saw guy and you don't want to spend a lot on a chainsaw sharpener, this kit will serve you very well. Number 2. Oregon Bench Mounted Mini Grinder. Best electric. The Oregon Mini Grinder manual makes it seem like there is a lot to operating it, but it really is simple and easy to use this chainsaw sharpener. Once you set the knobs for the first tooth, the wheel shaves every following tooth to the set angle. Swapping from left to right is a matter of loosening a knob and twisting the chain holder to the other side and tightening it. I wouldn't have needed directions, but I read them anyway. A gauge comes with the grinder so that you can set the depth and choose the right wheel for your chain. You can also grind down the spare wheel with the provided dressing stone to make a flat wheel for setting depth for the chain. I didn't bother and just used a flat file, but the option is there if you want it. Several wheels are available for the grinder, but it comes with 3.2 mm and 4.7 mm wheels. Number 1. Granberg Angleton File NJ Joint G106B. Best overall. The file Angleton joint almost looks a bit gimmicky at first glance, but in use, it really shines. It does everything you need it to do. It holds the chain in place, adjusts the height, pitch, and angle, and keeps you perfectly lined up so that every tooth is the same. The file holder accepts both round files for sharpening teeth and flat files for setting depth. It works well if your saw is on the bench or sitting on a stump. Because you aren't worried about setting all the different angles of every tooth, you can move through a chain pretty quickly, and swapping from left to right is just a couple of finger-adjustable wing nuts/set screws away. It's compact enough to fit in most chainsaw cases and can go anywhere because you don't need to plug it in. Once this is set up, it will give you good, consistent chains without the concentration and skill required to sharpen freehand. If I could have only one, I would buy the Granberg. That's all from my end. I make helpful videos daily, so do subscribe to my channel. If you need more information or if you want to know product price, do check out my description. For any kind of problem, please comment below. Stay updated with our cool products, as it will make your life much easier.